Today, Mom and I are going to have some tacos. Just not any tacos. We're going to make some tacos with some portobello mushrooms and potatoes. Let's get started. We're going to start off by making our tacos by taking 2 russet potatoes. We're going to peel these and we're going to dice them into small chunks. We've cut our potatoes. There's probably about 2.5, 3 cups of potatoes. We've cut them in about 1/4 by 1/4 inch slices because we want these to be pretty small. Over here, we've got a saucepan. In that saucepan, we've got just a little bit of water. We're going to add a teaspoon of salt for our potatoes. Put our potatoes in, and we're going to boil these until they're tender, which should just take a few minutes since they are so small. While our potatoes are boiling, we're going to take 8 ounces of baby portobello mushrooms, and we're going to slice them into the little thin slices. We don't want these overly thick. That's why we don't get the ones that's pre-sliced. But we're going to go ahead and slice up 8 ounces of mushrooms. Once we get our mushrooms diced, we're going to dice up 1 small white onion. Same thing, into just little squares. It's been about 15 minutes. Our potatoes are now done. We're going to set those off to the side. We're going to turn our heat down to just a medium. We're going to grab another pan. In that pan, we're going to put 2 tablespoons of olive oil. If you don't have olive oil, you can use some avocado oil. We're going to put 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. I always mispronounce that. To that, we're going to add our onions and our mushrooms. And then we've created a seasoning mix. In that seasoning mix, we've done 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of coriander. It seems like a lot of spices, but I mean, this is going to cook down quite a bit. We want a lot of flavor. I'm just going to kind of spread that out over everything. I give this a nice mix. Kind of get everything coated. And we're going to cook this for about 5 to 7 minutes. And we're just going to let it sit. So we're not going to stir it. That way the mushrooms will have just a little bit of a crispy crust on the one side. Alright, it's been about 7 to 8 minutes. We're now going to stir these. You look, there's some nice golden brown on some of these mushrooms. If you could only smell this. It smells amazing. Alright, our mushrooms are pretty much cooked. To that, we've taken our potatoes and we've drained them. We're going to now add our potatoes in with our mushrooms. And to make it just a little bit richer in flavor, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of salted butter. We'll let that melt, and we're going to set this off to the side. Alright, it kind of looks like a little mush there. We're going to set that off to the side, off the heat now. We're going to turn our heat down just a little bit. I'm going to set the pan right here. Right here, over on the side here, what I have probably a couple cups of water there. To that, I'm going to add just a little bit of olive oil. We'll probably, let's say, about a tablespoon. We're going to use this to help make sure that our tacos don't stick to our pan. We're now going to stick our pan onto the heat. We have some white corn tortilla taco shells here, and we're actually going to take 2 at a time. Right here, and we're actually going to dip that into our water. Both sides, bring it up, and sit that onto our pan. And you can hear the sizzle because our pan is hot. Now we have grated some pepper jack cheese off to the side. You can use Monterey Jack if you want. That would just give you just a little bit of a milder cheese flavor. All right. Once our tacos begin to brown just a little bit, and that gets dried off. The flavor here, the smell, it really is amazing. Even our dog had its tongue out. It's kind of like licking its lips, hoping I could get some of these tacos, which she won't. So now I'm going to turn those over. We're going to add just a little bit of our pepper jack cheese. And one of the reasons that we grate it is because it melts so much better than what it does when you get out of a package. They put all those chemicals and other stuff to keep it from sticking together, the little cheese slices, strings. We're going to take a couple of tablespoons of our mixture here. Stick it in our taco. And you can serve this with guacamole, sour cream, pico de gallo, whatever you would like. It always seems like such a lot of filling, but once you you cook down your potatoes and your mushrooms, it doesn't seem like that much at that point in time. What we're going to do, we're going to cook this just for a few minutes, and you can see how it's beginning to get brown there. Now I'm going to fold that in half. And that's going to be hot. And we're just going to cook these on both sides until we get just a little bit of crispiness on the outside of our taco shells. On the outside of our taco here, you can see it's kind of nice and crispy. That's what we want. We want that nice, crispy outside the shell. I'm going to set these on our plate here and then finish making up the rest of our tacos. Oh, we've got those finished up. They look absolutely delicious. Next step, eat one. Alright, they are all cooked. Mom's got hers on her plate. I've got mine on my plate. Like I said, add sour cream, guacamole, pico de gallo, whatever you want. So much flavor. Those are absolutely delicious. We hope that you try this recipe, and thank you for watching.